Hi everyone, welcome back to the 4x4 Fab Shop. We've done quite a few videos on pie cuts. I've got a few questions lately on how would I create Y pipes. It really doesn't matter what type of tubing you're using. I'm going to use this 1.5 inch, just 0.93 wall, but it can be 5 inch, it can be whatever diameter you want. I'll show you how to take a couple 90s like this and we'll create a Y pipe out of it. And if you like this type of content, remember to subscribe. I'd love to know more of what you guys want to see. So here we go. Now if you have a saw that you can set these up in, you can set it up and you can slice this thing in half. That makes this really easy to do. So even if you don't have a straight section on it, most of the tubes you buy will have a good square ends. You can set on that end and that'll give you just exactly what you need. Now if you don't have the saw, we'll lay this out and we'll hand cut these. So obviously the more accurately you cut these, the better they'll go together. So I'm just going to use a 246 block. And I'm going to take advantage of that straight section. And since this is 1.5 inch, find something that's half the tube. So I got a 3/4 inch tool bit. If it was 2 inch, you could use a 123 block or whatever you want. And I'm just going to use you can use a thin Sharpie. You can also, if you have something with a sharp edge on it, show you how to use that as well. So we're just going to go around this. Remember, it's as accurate as you can be, because you're going to take these two halves and weld them together. Now if you can find something with a fairly sharp edge, I can't get to the underside of this. I'm just going to run this around it. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but it actually marks the tube where it needs to go. And it doesn't have to be very much. Obviously, if you could always paint it and scratch it off, but if you've got good stainless or aluminum, you don't want to spend all that time cleaning it off. Now if you have some layout dye, that works really well for this. And that just come off with some acetone. Okay, so there's one. I'll show you another way to mark it as well. Okay, so you can see the Sharpie mark, and you can see where I ran the tool bit around our cut line. Okay, so there's another way you can do this. Now obviously the more air you have, the more fitting you're going to have to do. So the saw is your best. I like standing up on the block, but if you don't have that, maybe just a pair of dividers. You would just set these at half your tube. Right? You would just set that against your tube. And then you could come in here and keep mine that's set for 3/4 inch, and then just walk it around. On the other side, same thing. Just you'll see the line as you scribe. Just walk it around. Just take your time with the layout. And you'll see the cut line. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but it'll get you around there as well. And then we're just going to cut along that line. Now one thing to keep in mind when you're wanting to do this type of work, the exhaust tubing, if that's what you're making, is stuff for exhaust. The exhaust tubing you'll buy at your local auto parts store, that stuff's junk. You need to have a little thicker wall, or at least mandrel bent tubing, because the stuff that's all crinkled up on the inside, you're not going to get anywhere with that. So you'll have to buy something from Stainless Brothers or something else like that. All right, let's gear up. Now it's kind of hard to cut this section, so we'll sand this part in. This is easy as it's straight. Trying to use the hand cutoff to get this, it's a little more difficult. I'm just going to dust them real lightly on the belt sander. So remember, this can be any diameter pipe, tube, or whatever. And actually, the bigger it is, it's actually a little bit easier. These little deburring tools like this work really well. So we're just going to check the fit up. So I need to take a little bit out of the center of this one. Since my pieces aren't the same length, I'm going to line up on the back. And I'm just going to take a quick measurement to see how we are on the inch and a half. I'm just a little bit over. Okay, so I'm going to take just a little bit off one edge. Inch 499, which is only a thou off. Okay, it also really depends too on, you want your gaps just to be really tight, just for workmanship. But obviously if you're TIG welding, your gaps need to be a little bit tighter. Now if your pipes aren't even, you just take a piece of tape, and as long as the ends line up, it'll be pretty square. So we're just going to true this up real fast. From there, you just got to finish welding it out. Now if you're starting with really nice formed 90s, this becomes really easy because then you can just work off that nice straight edge. I'm using this 1.5 inches because that's what I have on hand, but you can use whatever you want. You know, if you're making intake manifolds or exhaust manifolds, you need to make a Y for some reason, it's pretty easy. And then as you start getting into the larger diameter stuff, let's say the 3 and 5 inch, this becomes even easier because it's easier to mark and it's easier to fit. But don't be afraid to do simple work like this. Even if you're using flux core MIG, you can do this just as well. So don't be afraid to tackle simple projects like this, even in your garage with simple tools. It's real easy. Hand grinder, If you got a saw, that's great, but a hand grinder and a sander. So remember to back to trades. Country needs more people that can know how to do things with their hands. If you want any information on any of our welding products, we use Rockmount Welding. We're an affiliate. I'll leave a link. So I'll see you in one of these videos that pop up here. This has been another edition of 4x4 Fab Shop.